So the question is, can you grow broccoli in an earth box? Well, yes you can. And yes you can. These things are huge. I'm gonna go get a tape measure and show you. So I've shown you these earth boxes before. This has romaine lettuce in it. A couple of them didn't make it right in here, but the rest of them look fantastic. Been harvested several times. I've started harvesting broccoli already, and I've just got some massive heads of broccoli. Now, you know, is it worth planting an earth box to get 6 or 7 heads of broccoli? You know, probably not, because you can go to the store and get some broccoli, probably cheaper than what you're gonna be able to plant and fertilize and all that stuff. However, if you've got an earth box sitting there and it's not doing nothing, and you need to put something in it just to give it a job to do, why not, you know? That is Mizuna greens. They are way taller than they should be. This is a mustard green. We've harvested quite a bit here, and then back there we didn't, and it's grown up, and oh gosh. I'm not a green eater. My daughter has gotten some. We've eaten it, but I mean, it's just not my thing. We got cabbage here that is beginning to make a head. That one's only about as big as a hard ball. But the rest of them are about like that too, starting to make a head. That one's a little bit bigger than that. So, you know, that's doing pretty good. But let me get a tape measure and show you this broccoli. That is amazing. I need to pull that today. All right, so that one is about 6 inches across. From there to there. 6 are a little better. That one is 5. That one's about 5. 4.5. This one back here might, I don't know, and that might be the biggest one. That's 5. So some huge heads of broccoli. Now I'm gonna pull those. I got one sneaking in down here. That's a couple of inches wide, and then another one right there starting. I expect that's gonna get big too. Expect the cabbage to get big, because I've grown cabbage in these before, and the heads of cabbage got huge. So, you know, but again, if it's too late to plant now, unless you're just deep south, but on zone 10 or something. But in the fall, if you have raised beds, you want to put some stuff in, you can certainly get a few things out of it that will keep you from having to go to the store and paying those exorbitant prices, and certainly get you some better stuff. There goes an eagle. That is an eagle. We got 2 eagles out here. I don't know where the other one is. He came pretty close. They go down there and fish in the pond. Man, big birds. I know you people in Alaska think they're just a pest, and I'm sure they are, but down here, it's just, we don't see them very often. They're pretty cool. But if you have a raised bed, and especially if you have containers, the reason these are sitting by my barn is because when that cold snap came through, there's not this ice snap, but when the cold snap came through and it got down to about 10 degrees, I yanked these things out of the garden, drug them over here, drug them in the barn, shut the door, and they're still alive. Had they been out in the garden like my carrots were, they'd be dead right now. So I saved all this stuff just by having them in containers. And again, containers not going to make you, unless you got a bunch of containers, not going to make you a huge amount of vegetables, but will give you something to eat through the winter, and maybe give you something to eat when times get hard. So there's the cross that blew off my barn, or limb knocked it off my barn. I got a limb up there on top that knocked that cross off. But that's one reason I love containers. I can move these around. You can put them in a barn, put them in a garage, or you can just cover them with the plastic out in the garden, out in the soil, and hope for the best. Well, the best usually doesn't happen. If it gets down 10 degrees, they're done. Even if they're in a greenhouse, an unheated hoop house, they're done, probably. So being able to take them inside a structure because they're in a container, to me, is a big deal. And you know, food starts to get scarce. Growing food starts to become even more important than it is now. That could be not just a game changer, but maybe a lifesaver. So think about that. Containers, I love containers. It's not, you know, I garden in the soil too, with row crops like corn and peas and things like that. But I do love gardening in containers. So this is the look at the broccoli, the huge heads of broccoli I got. And I'm just pleased, because I don't know, I just don't grow great broccoli. As a general rule, I'm broccoli challenged. So this year they're doing real good. It's ready for them to pull, and I will pull them. I don't know, I just snap one off right now and let you take a look at it. Yikes, that thing's big. There you go. That's a big old head of broccoli, folk. 6 inches across. Even got a little baby there, and I'm gonna eat him for lunch probably. But we'll pull these because they're ready, and take them in. My wife do something with them tonight. All right, thought I'd show you this and encourage you, if you don't garden in containers. If you don't garden in containers, that's fine. But encourage you, if you've ever thought about it, that there are reasons to do that. And that's, you get a late frost in the spring, and you've got your plants already planted. You can just drag them in a barn, in a garage, save them. If you got an early frost in the fall, same thing, which is what we had. We didn't just have an early frost, we had an early freeze. I mean, a hard freeze, 10 degrees. That's hard for us. And but anyway, you get you some lettuce, all the lettuce you want. You can put 6 lettuce in an earth box, 6 broccoli in an earth box, 6 cabbage in an earth box. And some of the cabbage died, but they died long before the freeze. It wasn't the freeze that killed them. And then you just go crazy with your greens. That's just sprinkled liberally, and you can tell it's a big bush of greens. So you need to grow something, and if you hadn't got your seeds yet for spring garden, then let me highly recommend that you do that soon, just in case. Lots of things are going on in the world, and we just never know about the availability of things and the prices of things, and it's just a good idea to go ahead and get going on it soon. And I'm preaching to me, because I hadn't got any seeds yet. I've got some fertilizer, but I didn't get any seeds. So look below this video if you want a link to a great seed company and gardening company, anything you need for gardening, from push plows to seeds, irrigation supplies, anything you need for a garden. Just about, Hoss has got it. So look below to my associate link to Hoss Tools, and go there and shop around, look at it, look at the stuff, and I would appreciate it if you'd use that link, and it lets them know that I sent you, and I get a small stipend, but mainly it lets them know that the support they're giving me is well-founded, and that's appreciated. All right, I think that's it. We got veggies. It's just a matter of dadgum picking it and eating it. But we got it. All right. We're gone.